Teach one thing. This is a teaching skill that I talk about a lot. It's kind of the drum that I bang on in my work, and I talk about this in my teaching skills seminar. So I'm not going to explain too much about what it is, but teach one thing is the concept of teaching one central truth in your lesson, and this works for application time as well. It would confuse the students to hear a lesson that focuses on one central truth, and then they get to application time and suddenly they're talking about something else entirely. So if you're a small group leader and not the teacher, make sure that you know what the teacher's teaching, that you know their theme, and that you continue that theme during application time. Okay, it's important to be consistent that way. And if you're the teacher, that makes it easier because you know what you're teaching and you use that theme to start your application time. The central theme should be your jumping off point for application time. Do the application questions use the central theme? If you're teaching from a curriculum that has application time questions, look at those questions and say, do these focus on the theme of the morning? Because if they don't, throw them out and make your new questions, okay? This is something else I strongly believe. Customize your curriculum. You know your kids, you know their needs. So if the questions don't make sense to you or if they don't focus on the theme, write your own questions. So for example, the main theme of the lesson is God always keeps his promises. First, you want to make sure your students heard and understood that main point during application time. Second, you want to help them see how they can apply it to their lives. Well, the fact that God always keeps his promises means that he's trustworthy. So talk to them about what that means. What does it mean that God is trustworthy? And then make it personal by asking, what does it look like to put your trust in God? What does that look like for you, for me, for all of us? Teach one thing during application time. Use the central theme of the lesson as a jumping off point for starting a discussion. Tip number 4, resist the urge to do most of the talking. This is more of a problem for some people than others. If you're talkative like me, I have to really... application time is the time for kids to talk, for kids to process, for kids to respond. So resist the urge to do most of the talking. Application is so important because kids are figuring out the connection between Bible truth to their lives and coming up with a response. And so for that reason, kids should do most of the talking. Your role is to get them talking, to ask good questions that start a discussion. There's a few temptations here that leaders face. It can be tempting to reteach the lesson. If you're a small group leader and not the teacher, maybe you would have taught the lesson differently. Maybe this is a temptation you face to reteach the lesson. It can also be tempting to simply tell kids how the Bible truth applies to their lives without a discussion. Here it is, kids, this is what you need to do. Just tell them. Or sometimes teachers talk too much because they need to fill the silence. If that's your temptation, go back to tip number 1. Be okay with silence. Leaders, you need to prepare questions ahead of time that will engage the students' interest and get them thinking and talking. And then keep that discussion going by asking good follow-up questions. And just resist that urge, if you have it, to do most of the talking. Tip number 5, if possible, use small groups. If you can, divide your class into smaller groups for application time. For larger classes, groups of 6 to 8 is fine. If you have a smaller class, groups of 4 to 6 is fine. If you're a small church or a small Sunday school, your class might be your small group, and that is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Some teachers or some churches, the classrooms only have one teacher. You can't split the kids into 2 groups and clone yourself. So again, your class is your small group, and that is totally fine. In those cases, do something to indicate to the kids that you're transitioning to application time. So if your lesson is at a table, maybe consider moving to a circle on the floor. You want an obvious transition for the kids so that in their minds they're making that switch from lesson time to application time. And then when you do use small groups, you need to teach kids behavior expectations for small group application. Kids don't automatically know how to behave in, first of all, classroom situations, but in this case, small group situations. You need to teach kids how to do that. So some behavior expectations are going to be the same as the rest of your class. So expect the kids to follow the class rules during application time. That's the first step. The class rules apply during application time. But some specific small group expectations could be that it's their chance to talk. So tell them during small group, you expect everyone to talk. It's their chance to talk. They can feel free to talk. It's their time to share their thoughts, their feelings, their questions, to figure out how to respond to biblical truth. So a small group expectation is that it's the kids' chance to talk. Next, confidences. Tell your small group about keeping confidences. You need to teach kids about this. Hopefully the kids in your group are going to share, and they're going to share stories about their lives, what's going on at home and at school. And so you need to talk to the kids in your group about the fact that what we share during small group time, we respect the confidences of other people. We don't talk about it outside of small group, okay, unless they've given us permission. So an expectation there is that we're going to keep confidences during small group. Another expectation would be of letting everyone talk. And this is more related to kids' personality types. Sometimes you have kids who are really talkative and who can totally just dominate the conversation. Let them know from the get-go that an expectation is that everyone gets to talk during application time. So if you're really talkative, great, share, but then let other kids share and give them a chance. If they're shy or just kind of quiet, everyone gets a chance to share. And then finally, respecting others. Another important behavior expectation is that we show respect to everyone in the small group. That means we speak kindly to each other, we let other kids share if they want to share, and we don't tease or belittle others who are sharing stories, or maybe who have a question, or they haven't come to the same response that as you do. So make it an expectation that kids respect each other during application time. So if possible, use small groups and teach your kids how to behave in a small group setting. Tip number 6, keep it focused on the lesson. During application time, you want the kids to be actively involved. And so because they're talking and answering questions and there's a discussion going, your job is to keep it focused, keep that discussion focused on the central theme of the lesson, keep it focused on the direction that you've chosen to go. Our kids are going to start sharing stories and talking about their lives. You need to be aware of the possibility that there's going to be tangents, and you need to bring them back and keep it focused. So how do you do that? First, have a good stash of questions ready to go. Be prepared to help guide the conversation. Ask follow-up questions. Allow for an encouraged silence as the kids are considering. If it does start to stray off track, you need to interrupt and redirect the conversation. So you're encouraging the kids to be respectful of each other, but as the leader, you're allowed to interrupt. If it's a tangent, if it's heading a direction that's going to cause loss of focus, interrupt and redirect the conversation. So say something like, that sounds interesting, but we're going to have to talk about that later. Tell me what you think God wanted you to learn about him today. Or you can say, whoa, off topic, let's get back to our Bible point. Tell me about a person in the Bible who's faced a similar situation. So you want to redirect the conversation. You can use a prearranged signal. Talk to your kids in the class that you've got a prearranged signal that's about helping them refocus. Maybe you can hold up a pair of binoculars, and the binoculars reminds the kids to focus. Refocus using the central theme or the verse. Read the verse again, interrupt that tangent, read the verse and say, let's get back on track. So just a note here though, sometimes the discussion's going to get off track because the Holy Spirit's at work. And maybe a child shares a story, something's going on in their life, immediate, and you just get that feeling from the Holy Spirit that he wants you to veer in this direction. So be willing to do that. The Holy Spirit's at work. If you recognize something going on, if a child's sharing something, be open to that and be willing to head in that direction